Today, Yom HaShoah, or Holocaust Remembrance Day, we come together as a Jewish community around the world. Jews of all ages, colors, linguistic, cultural, and denominational backgrounds, to remember the murder of 6 million Jews in ghettos, labor camps, killing fields, and extermination centers by the German Nazis and their collaborators. As Judaism and Jewish life in the third decade of the 21st century is still lived in the shadow of the Holocaust, as Holocaust survivors are passing, leaving us with fewer and fewer representatives of the generation that bore witness to the evil plan of Adolf Hitler and his henchmen to wipe European Jewry from the face of the earth. We come together every year with a renewed pledge to never forget and never let that happen again. For many of us, Jews and non-Jews alike, the Holocaust marks the nadir, the lowest point in the moral degradation of Western civilization. A genocide that is unique and unprecedented, an extermination process that never happened before or after in the annals of humankind. Scholars who have studied the subject for decades are still baffled by the most basic questions. How could one of the most refined and sophisticated nations, the nation which produced so many scientific and artistic talents, how could it come under the rule of the worst criminal in the history of humankind? Even more puzzling is how that process happened through democratic elections, with millions of ordinary Germans giving their vote to the Nazis, and later, either directly or indirectly, passively or actively, lending their support to the execution of the final solution plan. The Holocaust will no doubt continue to engage, to puzzle, and demand more answers from every generation. We will continue to study it and demonstrate our commitment to teaching its lessons. These lessons, for sure, are many, and they vary from the call to combat antisemitism and its diverse manifestations, to combat Holocaust deniers and those who deny the Jewish state's right to exist, to combating hate, racism, the rise of fascism, and the call to confront genocide. The latter, after all, is what we were all hoping would disappear from the face of the earth in 1945, though we know it didn't. And while the lessons of the Holocaust should and will engage us as educators all year round, we are obligated to continue to learn about the Holocaust and understand the way it connects to our lives every day of the year. What is unique to Yom HaShoah is the call to come together, to remember the individuals and communities who perished, the heroes of the ghetto uprising, the heroes of the clandestine schools and yeshivot, those engaging in Torah study, in prayer, in running choirs, symphonies, or Hebrew or Yiddish literature classes, those documenting the Nazi crimes, those operating rescue networks, and those who had done neither of that, but only struggled to survive, and to do so in the most dignified manner possible. We're here today to reflect on the 6 million and also remember what this number represents. Not an enormous amorphous figure, but rather one Jew 6 million times. Today, I remember my deceased survivor grandparents, Fruma Chazanovsky, as well as Angel and Shay Pilnik, who inspired me to become a Holocaust educator. By extension, today I also remember their parents, siblings, uncle, and aunts who were killed during the Holocaust. I wanted to profusely thank the Combat Antisemitism Movement for organizing today's program and for inviting me to join you today, and to thank you all for your participation in this Yom HaShoah commemoration.